today. Today I'm going to show you how to make these earrings. These are very easy to make with little material, but they're very shiny and they're a little bit longer. So if you don't like very long earrings, I don't think this is the one for you. But this is not hard to make, so every beginner should also be able to make this. So let's start. So the materials you will need. You will need 16 6mm pearls or other 6mm beads. You will need 14 4mm beads, and I'm using Swarovski bicones. You will need some 11 Miyuki seed beads. You will need 2 size 6mm rings. You will need a pair of earhooks. You will need some fireline, and I'm using 0.10mm. You will need something to cut your thread with. You will need 2 beading needles, and I'm using size 10. You can also use size 12. And you will need a pair of pliers. So let's start. To start, you're going to thread 2 needles with about half an arm span of fireline. I'm going to use the fireline from the tip of my fingers to the other shoulder. You're going to thread the 2 needles, so you're going to take one end and thread one needle and the other end and thread the other needle. We're going to start with picking up one seed bead and we're going to slide it down. Then we're going to take one pearl and we're going in that pearl with the same needle in the same direction. So we're going through that pearl with 2 needles in the same direction, and then we're going to slide it down. Make sure that it is in the middle and that you have equally enough thread on both sides. Then we're going to pick up one Swarovski bicone or one other 4mm bead, and we're going in that same bead in the same direction again and slide it down. It will look like this. Then we're going to pick up one seed bead and we're going to crisscross in it. So we're going in it with one needle and then going in it in the opposite direction with the other needle and pull. And now we're going to make sure that this bead that we just added is as straight as possible, so that you have equally tension on both sides. This can be a little bit hard, but make it as straight as possible. Like this. And in this time we're also going to make sure that the bead on the bottom is as straight as we can get it. Now we're going to pick up 3 seed beads on each needle. Like this. Slide them down. And now we're going to crisscross in one 6mm pearl. And pull. And make sure it's straight again. Like this. Now we're going to pick up one seed bead on each needle. Slide them down. We're going to pick up one 6mm bead on each needle. And slide them down. And now we're going to crisscross in one seed bead. And pull. And it will look like this. Now we're going to pick up 2 seed beads on each side and slide them down. We're going to pick up one Swarovski bicone or one other 4mm bead, and we're going through that bead in the same direction with 2 needles and pull. Make sure that you don't pull this too hard because you don't want your thread to break on your Swarovski. Make sure that everything is straight. So take a little bit of time for this because you don't want this to be a little bit crooked. Like this. And then we're going to pick up 2 seed beads on each side. And slide them down. And now we're going to crisscross in 1 seed bead. And pull. Oh. And it will look like this. And then we're going to pick up 1 6mm pearl on each needle. We're going to pick up 1 seed bead on each needle. And again we're going to pick up 1 6mm pearl on each needle. And we're going to crisscross in 1 seed bead. And pull. And it will look like this. Now we're going to pick up 2 seed beads on each side and slide them down. We're going to pick up 1 4mm bicone on one other 4mm bead, and we're going in this bead in the same direction and pull. And don't pull this too hard because you don't want your thread to break on Swarovski. And again, like we did before, make sure that this is straight and in the middle. Take your time with this. Then we're going to pick up 8 seed beads on 1 needle, and I'm going to use my right needle for that. And slide them down. Then I'm going through the bicone again, and I'm going through the first seed bead that we just added. So that's the first seed bead underneath the bicone. And then we're going through that loop again with our other needle. And I'm going to hold the bicone so that our work doesn't come apart when I pull. And pull this gently, don't pull this too hard in one time, because we don't want our thread to break. And then we're going to crisscross in the seed bead that is underneath the seed beads. And now I'm going to make sure that everything is tight. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull the loop. I'm going to work the beads down, so like we did before. Give it a gentle tug. And then pull on the threads again. And in that way we're going to make sure that everything is straight. And just take your time with this. Like this. And now I'm going to take my left needle and I'm going to turn my work around I'm going to pick up my work and I'm going through the first pearl and the first seed bead. And I can't do that in one time, so I'm going to do that in 2 times. And again through the next pearl and the next seed bead. And then through the next pearl and the next seed bead. So we're going to make this almost all around. And then I'm ending in the pearl and pull. Then I'm picking up my other needle and I'm going through that same pearl and pull. So now we're coming out of this pearl with both our threads. I'm going to pick up 2 seed beads on each needle and slide them down. Then I'm going to pick up 1 4mm bicone or other 4mm bead on both needles and slide them down. And then I'm going to crisscross in 1 seed bead and pull. Then on both needles I'm going to pick up 1 bicone or 1 other 4mm bead and slide them down. And then I'm going to pick up 2 seed beads on each needle and slide them down. Then with my right needle I'm going through the opposite pearl. So I'm picking up my work and I'm going through that pearl and pull gently. Make sure that the beads align. Now I'm going to pick up my other needle and I'm going through that same pearl in the opposite direction. Like this, and pull. Now I'm picking up my right needle and that's the needle where the thread comes out of the bottom. And I'm going to make it on 2 IM in the loop. So I'm going through the next seed bead and gently tug. Then I'm going through the next 6mm bead and gently tug. Then I'm going through the next seed bead and the next 6mm pearl and through the next seed bead and gently tug. And now I'm going through the next seed bead, the bicone, and the next 2 seed beads of the loop. And pull. And give this a gentle tug. Then I'm going to take the other needle and I'm going through the opposite direction, so I'm not going this way but I'm going the other way. And I'm going through the next seed bead, the next 6mm bead and gently pull. I'm going through the seed bead that is in the middle between the 6mm pearls. Oh, sorry. And pull and give this a gentle tug. Make sure that all the beads are straight. I'm going through the next seed bead and the next 4mm bicone and I'm going through the next 2 seed beads of the loop and pull. And it doesn't matter where you go to. So if you go in the same side of the loop, that is not a problem. I'm going to pick up my work and I'm going to make a knot loop here where we ended our threads. So a knot loop you make by going underneath the thread, going into the loop you made, and then you're going to make the knot where your thread is coming out of. And I'm going to do this 2 times. So this is the second time. And then I'm going through the seed beads. So the next 2 seed beads, the next 4 seed beads, and through the next bicone. And I can do that in 1 time. Gently pull when you're coming across the Swarovski. And then I'm going through the next seed bead and through the middle seed bead. And I'm coming out of the pearl on the side. And pull. And now leave your thread there. Then I'm going to take the other needle and I'm going to do the same. So I'm going underneath the thread and I'm making a knot loop 2 times. If you have very thick thread, you can also step up 1 seed bead and then do it in between the next seed bead so that you can hide the loop better. Because when I use the fireline, you can see that you can't see the knot anymore. But if you use thicker thread, it can be that you need to step 1 up or maybe make it on the other side so that you don't see the knot. Then I'm going through the rest of the seed bead. So I went through the next 2 and I'm going through the next 4. I'm going through the Swarovski bicone. And now I'm going to try to come out of the other seed bead, or sorry, the other pearl. So I'm going through the other seed bead. So the other one from the one that I went through with the other thread. I'm going through the middle seed bead that is in between the pearls. And then I'm coming out of the pearl. And pull this gently. Now I'm going to take my cutter. I'm going to hold my work and I'm going to cut my thread here. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. Like this. Now I'm going to take my pliers and my ear hook and my 6mm ring. I'm going to open the ring. Hook it on the earring. And I'm going to hook my earring on it, so my ear hook. I'm going to close it up. And there you have the first earring. Now you're going to make the second one and then I'm coming back to you. And there you have a pair of earrings. So really hope you liked this tutorial. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked this tutorial. Subscribe to my channel, follow me on Facebook and follow me on Pinterest. I pin a lot of things on Pinterest that you might find interesting. And I hope to see you the next time. Bye! Have a nice day!